Hello and welcome to the Maple Grove City Report. I'm Dave Kaiser from Northwest Community Television. Thanks for being with us. We're here with Heidi Nelson, Maple Grove City Administrator. She's got the book ready, full of information from the April 15th council meeting, plus a look at a lot coming up in the city.
Yep.
Let's begin with the meeting. It was an hour and 13 minutes long. No real long item, but a lot of great information. Let's start on the consent agenda. A couple things pulled. These are some amazing people that are retiring from the city of Maple Grove, and longevity. Talk about longevity. They have it. Tell us about the two that were recognized.
Yeah, so Michael Eberle will be retiring at the end of April. He's been with the city for 41 years and 2 months. He started in 1978 in the engineering department. He has most recently been serving as our GAS fiber optic administrator, and is really responsible for building kind of the fiber optic backbone in Maple Grove, which is really kind of the envy of a lot of cities, and has really become a nice system for us, very reliable for us to connect our facilities. And we also offer that kind of some dark fiber leases to the private sector as well, because we have that infrastructure in the community. So we just want to thank Michael for his service to the community and to the city. 41 years, that's a I don't know.
He's seen a few changes.
He's seen a few changes since 1978.
Yeah, how about that?
We wish him all the best in his retirement and really appreciate his service. The second retirement, another long serving, this is Officer Ken Kirkvold. He has been with the department for 31 years. So again, no small feat there, and has certainly seen some changes in the community and in the department over his years. So we want to thank him for his service and recognize that. And so his last day with the city will be April 28th.
Wonderful. Happy retirement to both. That is great service to the city. One other item was pulled was about Arbor Day, and we'll talk about that later. We have a lot of information about what's going on and how you can join in on some of the festivities. No other items from the consent agenda pulled. Let's move ahead to some of the public hearings. First is a change of ownership at a business, and this means the liquor license needs to change hands.
Yeah, so
where's this?
Yeah, so Cambria Hotel up off of Maple Grove Parkway, just east of 94 there, experienced an ownership, so it's name change. The hotel name isn't changing, so just kind of they're doing business as name changed. Cambria Hotel, Minneapolis, Maple Grove. So just an ownership change, but we do have to reissue that liquor license.
Very good.
Yep.
Other public hearing about a piece of right-of-way, and this is going to connect to some other pieces within the agenda itself.
Yep.
Where is this little right-of-way? And it's got some interesting history.
Yeah, it does. This has been a complicated project. So we're really talking about the northeast corner of 101 and Bass Lake Road. This is kind of the continued development of that whole area out there. We're seeing a lot of activity. This is in an area right around where old Bass Lake Road was vacated when the new Bass Lake Road was constructed to intersect there with 101. Right. So we vacated a portion of that old Bass Lake Road where a development is going to be moving forward that Pulte has proposed, and that comes up later in the agenda. So this was just doing the public hearing for the portion of that old Bass Lake Road right-of-way vacation.
All right. It'll all make sense in just a minute, so we'll get to that item. Another item that we've talked about a little bit is Park Nicollet. This large building in the city is going to get just a little bit larger. Yeah,
so they're doing about an 8,000 square foot third floor addition kind of on the west side of the building. So when they built, when they started to expand up there, they planned for these future expansions depending on how their service grew. So this is kind of phase, I suppose, 3 of those expansions, and there's more to come, maybe a phase 4 that'll come in the future. So this is pretty straightforward. We did talk a little bit about traffic and parking. They seem to be doing okay on the parking piece. They have some opportunities to maybe shift some of their staff parking up to that upper level, and then free up some space in that bottom level where more of their customers are coming to. So good to see Park Nicollet continue to expand up there. I know it's a busy clinic, and then they also have room for future growth beyond this.
Very good. Watch for the construction to come.
Yep.
Another item that we've been covering and kind of taking through the steps of the process is the Hanson property, which again is back in that same area around 101 and Bass Lake Road. This, again, has long history in the city of
Yeah, it
Maple
does.
Grove and became a little bit of a project had to be worked on. So where did we end up at this council meeting, and what are the next steps? There is a future,
There
but
is.
a somewhat limited future.
Yeah, so this issue really kind of came to light as Pulte came forward, wanting to develop that kind of that hard corner, northeast corner of 101 and Bass Lake Road, and we were working through how we would provide access to that residential development, whether it be through the old Bass Lake Road right away, which really runs in between those Hanson properties there where the outdoor storage occurs, or if we were going to provide access more off of 101. So through that process, we worked with the Hanson family. These interim use permits really put a sunset date to their operations there.
Right.
It's a time, it's 10 years. So I think the 10 years really recognizes that the Hansons have been, a business in this community for many, many years. For many years, they were out in an area that didn't have a lot of, urban style development around it, and certainly the world has changed around them a little bit. And so I think, our goal was to work through an agreement that helped them, and allowed them to transition, but also recognized some of the changes in land use that are occurring around them. So both two different interim use permits here, because we have two parts of the Hanson family that own property on either the north side of the old Bass Lake right-of-way and then the south side of the old Bass Lake Road right away. So two different interim use permits to recognize those differences in ownership, but kind of the same agreement, kind of the same terms and conditions for both. So there is a 10-year time frame here upon which that outdoor storage use and any storage use really would sunset on those properties. So that allowed us then to work out a deal for access to the Windrose development, which is the Pulte proposed townhome development there on the hard corner, kind of through the north end off of 101. It does come into the Hanson property just a bit on what would be their northwest corner. So this interim use permit was kind of in conjunction with that access that was provided there to Pulte. So the next item then was to deal with Pulte's application.
Right.
This was in front of the Planning Commission, I believe, last August. And so since last August, we've been working on this issue of access and these interim use permits for Hanson, and how we would do the site plan for Pulte to make that all work together. So it's been a road getting this all lined up. So Pulte gained approval there for this project. It's 79 townhome units, kind of a unique product, a little bit more choice in the units design. So some of them have some rooftop decks, those kinds of things. So a little bit more unique product. They've done a couple of these types of developments down in Plymouth that they referenced. So I think it'll be a nice addition there on the corner. And the design and the site plan really preserves access to the east, so into the Hanson property in the future when that Hanson property would develop, that those neighborhoods could be connected. Right. So that project will probably start to move forward here this spring, and so it kind of brings all of this to a close and buttons it up. And so now we'll move forward, and then we'll see where things go with Hanson over the next 10 years.
You have a smile on your face as
I
it
do.
closes. I'm sure the council and the mayor does as well. As again, it's been a lot of work. So congratulations to all involved. Let's look ahead now at some things that are coming up from community development. A few items coming up in the future. April 29th is their next meeting, and a name we're familiar with, Silver Creek on Main.
Yeah.
Things must be going well there.
Yeah, so they're looking to expand. In fact, recently they just closed on, there was a piece of property that remained between the existing Silver Creek on Main and then the new Applewood Point project that's developing to the east. There was a piece of land in the middle there that remained, and they just closed on that in the last few weeks here. And so now they're moving forward with what will be phase 3 of Silver Creek on Main, or of that whole project. Applewood was kind of phase 2. So that'll be coming before the Planning Commission here in a few weeks. There will be a future phase 4, which will be just kind of to the south on that middle parcel. That'll probably be a little bit more long-term care facility, but this is more of just kind of expanding Silver Creek on Main. So yeah, I think they are doing well. I think probably a little bit of a mix of units in here, and so yeah, that one will be coming forward in the next few weeks here.
Very good. And open house coming up April 25th is the date to mark down, and this is for the northwest
Yeah.
area. So as we think Maple Grove's filling up, there's still another area out there that I know
Yeah.
you've been talking a lot about.
Yep.
What will happen here?
Yeah, so this is the northwest quadrant of Maple Grove, so really kind of west of 94, north of County Road 30, up to the border with Corcoran, Rogers, and Dayton there. So a lot of big open farm fields that we're really trying to plan for what that future development might look like, where the road connections might be. Critical link in here is the Trunk Highway 610 completion project that we're working on. So there will be an open house on April 25th at the Government Center in the evening. Information will be shared. I don't think there's anything terribly too new, nothing really new about land use. Maybe more laying out some of those connection roads and how things piece together up there. We, of course, have the school district has a significant land holding up there for a new elementary school. The city has plans for 2 parks in this area, so there's some public components of this as well that'll be laid out. So kind of an interesting area to look at, in particular when you're just dealing with farm fields.
Right.
A little bit easier to do some of that planning. So yeah, this is another one of our master planning projects following on the comp plan.
And as I drive along 94, it looks like there's quite a bit of beautiful wetland over there in that
Yeah.
area as well, and that's
Yes.
something the city's taken a look at.
Yeah, absolutely. Lots of natural amenity up in this area, whether it be wetlands. Certainly, Rush Creek runs through that area, and then a lot of forest, forested areas.
Sure.
So the goal is to try to work around those areas and incorporate them and make them an amenity to the development areas. So yeah, a lot of those things to consider as well.
New exciting opportunity for the city of Maple Grove in a new area. Let's move to Public Works and Engineering. County Road 47 study. That is again coming up. Mostly affects Plymouth, but people in Maple Grove should know.
Yeah, some connections down there on our southern border. So yeah, that's a project that is going on between Plymouth and Hennepin County, but we're being asked to participate just to think about the Maple Grove side. So yeah, more work to be done on that one.
And the noise walls continue on. This is getting to a step where we're going to look at the beauty of the walls and a little decation around there. What's going to happen next?
Yeah, so we're going to be meeting with MnDOT staff to develop some options for what those walls that'll be installed through Maple Grove as part of this I-94 project over the next few years, and bring back some options to the council. Maybe something that reflects a bit more about Maple Grove and the community here. Put some detail to those walls. So more to come on that, and that'll be coming back before the council.
And Ken could not get away without a few springtime notes, and those would be street sweeping and potholes. What's the outlook on those two?
Yeah, so they are out doing street sweeping and moving through the city to address potholes. I think we just encourage folks, if you have a pothole in your neighborhood or something that you've noticed, we have an application at the city called YourGov. You can certainly put those into there or give a call to Public Works. They'll get it on the list and get out and get those addressed. A lot of times what we're seeing is some of the potholes that are causing some damage to vehicles are really on private property within some of our commercial centers or those access roads to those malls. But we're happy to follow up with those property owners as well and let them know, what the issues are out there.
All right. Last couple items were yours, a couple updates, and one was about the Board of Appeal, which actually happened between the time the council happened and this taping. And it sounded like from the council meeting that you were going to be busy at the Board of Appeal, and that happened. Give us a recap.
We met last evening at 7 o'clock for Board of Appeal. I think we had just shy of 60 properties that came in for appeal of their property tax values this year. And so heard those, so it was a long evening. We will come back on the 30th of April for a reconvene, and so that's when the Board of Appeal really kind of makes those decisions and recommendations about any changes to property values. I think our biggest impacts this year are really, again, around Lakeshore. We see strong sales happening on our Lakeshore properties here in Maple Grove, and a lot of properties, maybe the older properties, are acquired and then either significant remodeling occurs or a new home is constructed on the site, and so some of those things can really drive value on our Lakeshore. Coming back on April 30th probably will be another long meeting as the council has to walk through each one of these properties individually.
And that number of 60, that really is a little bit unusual from past years. Is that correct?
Yeah,
a little bit above average?
Yeah, I think we're about 35 last year.
Okay.
So, yeah, a little bit of an uptick this year.
All right. The council will be busy as it comes up on the 30th. Final note is on May 6th. Neat opportunity here talking about the range expansion. some 3D action that might happen.
Yeah.
Tell us about that.
So part of the range expansion is really not only to focus on the expansion of the gun range, but also to focus on a training environment that really focuses on kind of that critical incident, critical thinking type response training, as well as de-escalation. So we, with the expansion, would be purchasing a system that is really kind of a 300-degree training environment. And so it sets up a scenario around the officer, and very real to life. I've actually seen this at conferences that I've attended. The vendor has been there, and very real to life, and then puts out different scenarios, and they're reacting kind of in real time there in that scenario, in that system. So the vendor will be in town on May 6th and 7th, be doing a demo up there, so the council have an opportunity to come up and see that. We'll also be inviting our local legislative delegation. Of course, we have a bill in at the legislature for some funding to assist with the expansion of the range, and so this would be certainly part of that funding needs. So good opportunity to kind of see what the plan is for the other focus of this facility, which is really that critical incident response de-escalation.
Very good. We'll keep you up to date on that process. So that's the wrap on the meeting from the 15th. Again, next meeting, we'll give you that information in a few minutes, but let's go over some other things happening in the city. And there are a couple drives coming up that you might be interested in participating in. The first is a food drive, and you have a great local partner.
Yes, so we're working with Cross, of course, for food drive. Fill the Truck is the name of the event for Cross Services on Monday, April 22nd from 1 to 4. And they will be at the Maple Grove Community Center on Weaver Lake Road. There'll be a large truck in the main parking lot to fill up. But in the meantime, you certainly can stop by the Government Center. There's a barrel inside the front door of the Government Center where non-perishable food items can be dropped off there in the interim, and then that will be added to the truck on that day. So good partnership here. To be able to do that. I know there's a barrel also currently inside the community center, so you can drop off at both locations.
All right, sponsored by the City of Maple Grove Employee Fit for Life Wellness Program. So a great program the city has on an ongoing basis and looks for special events like this. Another drive that's coming up is the blood drive, and there is a great need here. When is this happening? Yeah,
so coming up real quick here. This one is tomorrow, Thursday, April 18th from 8 to 11 at the Government Center. I know they're in need of blood donation. I think it's been a tough winter, so I think there are still times available where the truck will be there from 8 to 11 tomorrow.
We mentioned earlier in the council agenda that something was pulled from that consent agenda about Arbor Day, and we want to take a few minutes now to talk about it. Councilmember Hanson wanted to make sure people knew, and let's pass this word along to April 27th is the date, and you have some fun going on. When and where? Yeah,
so Councilmember Hanson is our liaison to our Arbor Committee, so this is near and dear to her heart. So Saturday, April 27th, noon to 3 at the Community Center, all kinds of fun activities planned. U of M Raptor Center will be there, Reptile and Amphibian Discovery Zoo will be there, lots of games, activities, and then of course lots of advice about trees, gardens, all those kinds of things. So nice family event.
Yeah, put that on your calendar. Great opportunity to stop in and see the great work of the Arbor Committee as well. Cleanup Days coming up in the city of Maple Grove, kind of on this cleanup and environmental kick here. Let's talk about a couple options here. Two great ways for people to get rid of some maybe unnecessary stuff.
Yeah, so Curbside Pickup Day is Monday, May 6th. City crews will pick up appliances and tires from residents' homes. Advanced arrangements and payments are required, so you're going to want to check out the website or give a call to Public Works on that one. On Saturday, May 11th, that's the day where you can bring items to Maple Grove Public Works facility, 9030 Forest View Lane. That's from 8 to noon. And again, you'll just want to make sure you're checking the website to see what's accepted and if there's fees associated with some of those items.
Very good. We'll give you that website information at the end of the program so you can make sure you get things set ahead of time. Farmers Market, we've been mentioning that we're about at that transition time to head outdoors, but one more time indoors, and perfect timing for Easter.
Yes.
When is the next event?
So coming up quick here again tomorrow afternoon, Thursday, April 18th from 3 to 6. Right before the Easter holiday, perfect timing. There'll be live music from 3:30 to 6 by Mo and Larry, and then a lot of the same vendors that have been there throughout the winter will be there as well. And then our outdoor season opens early this year, so we're praying for good, beautiful spring weather. Yep, hopefully that's over. Our first day outside will be Thursday, May 16th, and so then they'll run through October with the outdoor markets. So expanded season this year. year.
Yeah, fun time at
Yep.
those markets. Make sure you stop on by. Women's Expo coming up on Saturday, April 20th. So again, this is a very busy week we've got going
Yes.
here. What is the theme for the event?
Yeah, so it's All About You Women's Expo, and this is at the Maple Grove Community Center on Saturday, April 20th from 9 a.m. to 4 p.m. All kinds of products and services to pamper yourself from head to toe. So this one, free admission, so people are encouraged to come on out.
All right, stop by the community center, and while you're there, you might want to do this. Pick up a community center membership, and the
Yep.
big sale is going on.
Yeah.
Why is the sale coming, and what type of benefit do people get?
Yeah, so between May 1 and May 10, residents can enjoy a 15% savings on their community center membership. You can, a couple of options for membership. You can do an all building, a pool, or just a pickleball membership. You choose, and then if you do sign up online, it's another $10 discount just to get people engaged for the summer months.
Great place to stay fit. Speaking of fitness, let's talk about May as the time for the Step to It Challenge. This is something Maple Grove is, I know, involved in, along with the county that sponsored this event. What is the Step to It, and how can people get involved?
Yeah, so this is a free 4-week physical activity program during the month of May. Hennepin County is on the lead on this one, Hennepin County Step to It Challenge. So basically you go online and you register. You can either register as part of the Maple Grove community, or you could do something with your church or your business or just your family. Steptoit.org is the website. So if you want to visit there, there's all the information about how you get registered.
Friendly city competition in this too, so support the city of Maple Grove and get out there and do things outside. Doesn't have to be walking or running. You can just about do anything, and it counts for some steps. Angel of Hope is a great place in the city of Maple Grove, and they have their annual walk coming up again. Give us those details.
Yeah, so this is the 9th annual Walk to Remember on Saturday, May 4th. Registration is still open for this annual community event. It starts at the Maple Grove Arboretum, and then there is a remembrance ceremony that begins at 10 a.m. At the Angel of Hope statue there, located at 9400 Fernbrook Lane. The walk starts around 10:30, and then it proceeds around Rice Lake. So a nice way to spend a May morning. And then there's registration is occurring through eventbrite.com. So if you just go on to Eventbrite and search for the Walk to Remember for the Angel of Hope.
Yeah, great organization. They do a lot for the community, so make sure you get involved in that. One of the hidden gems in the area that you may not know about, right across the border from Maple Grove and the gravel mines, is Hennepin Technical College, and on the very back side you might find some greenery going on there, and you're helping promote this event. What's coming up? Yeah,
so we try to do a lot to partner with Hennepin Tech. We certainly, on our workforce issues, we have some relationships with them for some training as well for city staff. And so the Hennepin Tech College has their upcoming plant sale. So this is part of their programs at the school for horticulture and whatnot. They do grow plants throughout the year as part of their programs, and so they do a plant sale kind of at the end of the school year here. Tuesday through Thursday, May 7th through 9th, and they offer a large selection of healthy, hardy plants for sale. And in meeting with them, they talk about that they do kind of a non-traditional types of plants as well. So kind of a variety of things that you might not see at local nurseries. So sale hours are 8 a.m. to 8 p.m. each of those 3 days. And the sale is held in the lower greenhouse at the college. And it's just kind of back down behind the college, 9000 Brooklyn Boulevard in Brooklyn Park. So just right across, just east of 169.
Right, very popular annual event. So get there early and get in line so you can get those plants at a great price. Final note today is the fire prevention classes. We've been mentioning these are coming up, and you have some dates set. Yeah,
we have some new dates for this opportunity: April 23rd, May 13th, June 12th, and June 22nd. These classes are all held from 6 to 7 p.m. The April, May, June 12th dates are 6 to 7 p.m. and then we have a Saturday class on June 22nd from 1 to 2 p.m. And these are at Fire Station 4 off of Lawndale Lane. So you can give a call up to the Government Center to get registered for that program and get more information.
Yeah, and a lot of great household information too that you need to know to keep your home safe from fires as well. So make sure you stop by those. Heidi, thank you very much for the information.
Thank you.
Great to have you here. Let's leave you with the website. You're going to need it after all of that because there's a lot you can sign up for and find out more information about. So the City of Maple Grove's website, you see it there in the middle of the screen, maplegrovemn.gov. Again, find out about that cleanup day, some of the activities there, Arbor Day, as well as other events coming up in the city. Find out about the community center sale as well and the memberships there. Monday, May 6th is the next council meeting, 7:30 at the Government Center, 494-6000, the number to the Government Center, and 533-1710, our viewer response line if you have questions or comments about the program. For Heidi Nelson, I'm Dave Kaiser. Thanks again for joining us.